What's going on, everybody? What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? So people would ask, why do you keep doing this if you're not getting the views and you're not getting the likes? It's not about popularity. You got to understand one thing. Where I'm going with this is there was maybe only two people since 2019 to now that ever saw me cry. And I had a great respect for them. Not because of their beauty, not because what everybody thought it was. It was because I saw something else in them good, right? So my whole purpose is to help people overcome obstacles, help them from not going into stumbling blocks, and help them to go into places God would want them to be, right? So loyalty is praying when everyone left. Exodus 17 and 12. I want to go there. I want to go there. Let me pick up my Bible. Exodus 17 and 12. Okay. Exodus 17 and 12. I got to go back. Exodus 17 and 12. Where are we going with this? Come on. Okay, but Moses' hands grew tired, so they took a stone and put it under Moses so he could sit down on it. Aaron and Hur helped up his hands, one of each other side of him, so that his hands remained steady until the sunset. Okay, so where am I going with this? See, I'm not the type of person that will tell you I told you so. I'm the type of person that'll keep cheering you on. And I sometimes feel you in the spirit. Sometimes I have dreams about most of y'all, right? And I'm like, why am I having these dreams, reoccurring dreams about people? And God revealed to me one thing. Because it was an older lady I knew around 2020. She told me, she didn't go into detail, but she told me this: one water, one plant, only God gets the increase, right? And in that moment, I thought about the enemies you see today, you will see no more. Stand still and watch the salvation of the Lord, which I'm not saying that right. But what I'm basically trying to say with that is sometimes we get in situations where we want to just retaliate, we want to do stuff, but I'm learning for the fruits of the Spirit, patience, one of them. I'm learning sometimes you have to just pray to elevate. You have to just pray to come up with a solution that will be best. And we all know God's yoke is easy and it's not hard. And whatever the case might be with the Lord, only that solution is the best solution, right? So I'm going to go a little farther where I'm going with this. See, I'm not the type of person I told you so. I told you I'm the type of person that will keep you in prayer, because clearly I knew that you wasn't in your right mind. I know that you wasn't thinking straight. And I couldn't be the one. I couldn't let you be the one like this. It's like this. We're on the airplane, right? The plane's going down. You put on your breathing mask. You're trying to catch your breath. So you have to help me get mine on. If you don't have enough energy and enough power to do that, why would I expect you to try to save my life when you're trying to save your own and you can't save your own? Right? I mean, consciously, some people will try to save my life, but then consciously, it might not work that way, right? So in that case, it's like this. We need each other. So why am I here? To give you instructions on how to survive the storm on purpose, right? 2019, 2020. I was having reoccurring dreams. Something weird happened in the midst of that. And my cousin hit me up on Facebook Messenger, right? And when she hit me up, she said, I don't know what's going on. God told me to tell you to come to church with me, right? So God told me to take a significant amount out the bank to give for offering, right? So I gave it. We got there. It was a prayer service before the actual message, and the prayer team was praying over the congregation, and the apostle he came over to me and Dana. He prayed over me first. He pleaded the blood over me, and because at the time of where I work, and COVID was on the way, right? So clearly he was telling me all of these things that will take place. And before he started praying, it's the first thing he said to my ex-fiance, "Are y'all together?" She said yes. And he prayed over me first. He laid hands over her, but he said that I will not say anything until you release her, meaning I prayed in the spirit, he interpreted, and the only thing he kept saying, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault." She got slain in the spirit, but the interpretation on this was my ex-fiance, which would have been my wife, represents the church, right? A lot of things in this season, a lot of people was caught off guard with, right? Because I felt, like I said, spiritual calluses. Seeing things, you're seeing blind spots. You're not seeing the whole picture. It's blurry. You know that things are going on in the spirit, but you can't catch hold to it. You don't understand, or you don't want to understand, right? So this storm was to get people back in line. This storm was to get people stronger, and we learned from this storm, which everybody thought it was COVID-19 virus, but it was a different type of virus. You get what I'm saying? And things did occur. And I talked about this continuously. I wrote books on this. I talked about this continuously. And it's almost like a virus in the spirit, right? You're getting corrupted. Toxins are coming in. Things that's not supposed to be there are coming in, right? And it's almost like God was showing me all of these things prophetically. Prophetically, people thinking I'm crazy, people thinking I'm delusional, but this stuff was literally happening in my life. And now it's like I'm seeing these things full-fledged, right? To the extent now where everything I seen in the vision when I told y'all I was in the field, and there's 3 visions I want to talk about. I was in the field. Me and the pastor came out of a service, a prayer service, right? Looked in the sky, was a wolf emblem, right? Wolf emblem stand for trickery. And then it was another vision I had. Me and Dana was going by a stream of water. And in the stream of water, she jumped in. Physically, we can't swim. I was like, I can't save you. So I went into prayer and we prayed, right? But this is the underlying current that I'm talking about. Just recently, I want to talk about. This is very important that you understand how these 2 dreams connect. So recently, supposedly, I got an email from Dana, my ex-fiance, and the person asked, it wasn't her. I know it wasn't her. "Do you still work for Airmark?" I'm like, okay. I didn't respond the way they wanted me to respond. They're fishing for information. So we had before everything happened, right? It was March 2025. I told Dana this, let's watch a movie. Let's cuddle. Let's just chill out, not think about what's about to happen, right? But words are very powerful. What you speak over somebody could happen, right? Before all of this, let's rewind back. I said some things that I would regret because I was upset after the news that she gave me at the last minute. So I settled down and I was like, let's watch a movie, let's cuddle. We watched the movie. I came in, collect my thoughts, got myself together, took off a few days, moved on. A couple times later, I caught Dana on the city bus, and She's like, in her squeaky voice, hey, Corey, hey. And we chopped it up, and she was telling me about some things. I'm listening, I'm just listening, and I took it to God. And, you know, even then, before everything happened, and I stayed with my sister for maybe 2 nights, Saturday and Sunday, and me and Dana was texting and talking, and she just ghosted me. Y'all, I'm under very much attack, right? It's spiritualists coming at me, all kind of people are coming at me, and they're attacking my personal life, things going on in my life right now. Just because a Rat Fame, I'm gonna just be real with you, and it's not Rat Fame fault, so don't get this wrong, and I don't want them to try to sue me for something that they don't have anything to do with. I'm publicly saying this because it's been a lot of speculation that so and so, and there was a lot of stuff happening. Their app got compromised too. Like I say, y'all, I'm not here to expose anybody. That's why I'm not mentioning names. But it was a lot of things showed to me, right? And the person that I thought it was not the person that was doing it. But then it got a little bit confusing because the same tactics were happening, patterns that people follow to do things, right? And it was all because of a miscommunication. They were getting banned from the app and so on and so on. So basically, out of all of this, I was, getting I was getting attacked, and I found this website where I can be able to see who's doing what on Dana's accounts, and multiple attempts trying to compromise her accounts, fake Tinder accounts, fake this and that, fake news, all this other kind of stuff. And that's why I took it to prayer yesterday, because it's getting ridiculous, y'all. It's getting so ridiculous in my life right now, and I just wanted everybody to know I'm alive and well. If you received anything from me, it's not me. I don't harass people. I'm a very peaceful guy. Anything that you may receive, and it sounds like me, it wasn't. It was a time in 2023 that they even got into my ex-wife's Facebook account. She DM'd me, left me a voice message and saying how I have a kid and I'm not taking care of my kid. Her mother died and she's alone and she wanted me to forgive her. I told her how I felt, right? And I was like, no, because it didn't sound like her. You get what I'm saying? So we fight not against flesh and blood, but principalities in high places. The devil is using people as puppets. And they know all about you. They know everything about you, but what do it sound like? Satan is the ancient of days. Satan knows everything about you too, so he used people to try to attack you, to humiliate you, to criticize you, to make you look like this single crumb. But I just come to tell you, don't believe the hype, y'all. All I can say, guard your stuff. Do what you have to do to keep yourself safe. And don't let the devil do anything else to you. Pray to God, believe in him. I prayed over y'all, and just know, God is real. God is good. All I can say is the last days, men will become lover of their self. Children will be against their mothers. The sons will be against their dads. But this when you know that the time is getting closer. A woman travailing, birthing pains, right? When all is being said, just know God is getting closer. He's getting nearer. Y'all have a good day.